Hello, my name's John Swart, and welcome to episode 3 of High Country Living. Michelle's taking a break today. As you can see outside, it's a snow day. And but today we want to talk about working with veterans that are purchasing a home using a VA loan. And I'm not going to go into the details. I'll put all the details in the comments section. But I want to talk about some very important tips. Uh, for veterans, this is for veterans seeking VA loans, the realtors that are working with the veterans, and the lenders. This is what this video is for. Just a little bit about me. I'm a veteran with over 30 years service. Michelle and I have used a VA loan twice to purchase 2 different homes. And now we're experienced real estate agents that help veterans get VA loans and assist them with buying a home. Uh, you know, I always, and it's good feeling the overwhelming support of the veterans in our community. Um, it makes you feel good. But sometimes you will hear negative feedback on a VA loan taking too long or being too complicated. And that's disappointing to me, but I understand, and it's really all due to education and being proactive. And if you do that, you can get through a VA loan just as fast as a conventional loan, a lot of times. And it's about being proactive and the realtor, the lender, and the veteran all working together as one team. Uh, Tip number 1 is for everyone, the veteran, the lender, and the broker, to be very familiar with the VA buyer's guide. And I'm holding it up, and I will have a link to that in the comments, and also have a link to the home loans page of the VA website. And these are the 2 links that I'll have in the comments below. And I think also we need to understand, the first thing we need to understand, and this is an important tip, what are the benefits to a veteran for a VA loan? And one is no down payment. And there are a few exceptions, especially in really high cost areas. Um, Lower interest rates, no private mortgage insurance, PMI, and lower closing costs. And the next thing we need to talk about is the start of the VA loan process, the steps that a veteran has to take before they even look at their first house. And we'll go through that right now, looking in the VA home loan guarantee or buyer's guide. The first thing a veteran needs to do is apply for their certificate of eligibility. Now, me as a realtor, if they don't know how to do that, I'm going to pull out this guide and go over the steps they need to take. And a lot of this is going to be on the veteran and getting their DD Form 214 and reviewing the steps to do it. The second thing the veteran needs to do before start even to look at a home is to look over their current finances and whether they do it themselves and look at their debts, how much is in their savings, how much assets they have, or getting an accountant to help them. That's the next step. And then the third tip and the third step is choosing a lender, a qualified lender that has experience and knows VA loans. Do your homework. Just because the loan company has veterans or military in it does not make them experts and ensure that the loan is going to go smoothly. I can attest to that. And then the fourth step before you look at a property as a veteran with a VA loan is to choose a real estate agent. And once again, do your homework. Make sure that real estate agent has experience on processing loans. And, a good test for everyone involved, the three people I mentioned, the buyer, the lender, and the agent, is, do they have a copy of this document? Now, once you go to the lender and you pick a lender, you have your certificate of eligibility, you're pre-approved, you have a pre-approval letter, and then you have a realtor. Then you can start looking at the property. Also, I want to point out, I know lenders that do very well with VA loans. And, once we get out looking at homes and the veteran picks something they like that they're considering making an offer on, I'll take that MLS sheet and I'll look it over. I'll look at the house and I'll run it by that lender and say, hey, lender, see if you see any red flags here. And crosstalk's very important between the broker and the lender and the veteran buyer. Tip number 5, the VA appraisal. It's not an inspection, but it determines the fair market value of a property, just like a regular appraisal. But the addition to it is that appraiser has to make sure the home meets the minimum property requirements. And I'll give you an example. The first home Michelle and I bought, it had a wood stove heater system, and it had no heat upstairs. That was immediate stoppage and timeout from the lender and everyone else. We negotiated replacing the wood stove with a regular heat pump, and we got heat put upstairs, electric heat put upstairs, and that was enough to suffice. Once that was checked off, we could continue with the loan. But these are things you want to do ahead of time. Tip number 6 is inspections. Now, starting off with inspections, I recommend to anyone, veteran or no veteran, that they need to get the following inspections done. It's very important. You're getting ready to put a lot of money into this property, but I want to go up what VA requires, but I'm saying on all of these, do the inspections. A home inspection is not required, but highly recommended. And there is a home inspector that I use up here in the high country. It's called Warrior Home Inspections. It's owned and run by Johnny Ham. He's a veteran. I use him for all the inspections, but on VA loans, we're cross-talking and make sure that we're looking for red flags. A termite inspection may be required in certain areas, and the VA has a map and they'll tell you, but just get a termite inspection. You want to make sure the house that you purchased and spent all that money is protected and it's not eat up with termites. Now, if you don't have county or city water or sewer, you will have, and you have a well and septic system, you will have to have those inspected. And on most conventional loans or regular loans, that water inspection, you get the well inspection, you have to have a water test. It's normally tested for E. coli and bacteria. Well, I'm here to tell you that the VA is going to require a comprehensive test. The test of E. coli and bacteria is about $50. The comprehensive test is about $300 or a little more than that. And they test for everything, iron, minerals, and all the ones we've done up here. There's none that have stopped a sale from happening, a veteran buying a home. But there are some things like high iron that have been discussed, and preventive measures and systems to make it better. Radon testing is not required but highly recommended. And up here in the mountains, just do it. Get a radon test. If they find radon, that's not a panic button. There are mitigation systems that take care of the radon and remove it from the area, and that's something you can negotiate with a seller. And another thing that is up here, is specific up here, are road maintenance agreements. There's a lot of road maintenance agreements that are based on a handshake, and other lenders, not just VA loans, expect you to have a written road maintenance agreement to ensure that road's taken care of and your property value is protected. And that leads me into another example that I need to make you aware of is I was working with a veteran. He was on a private road, and that's all you got to worry about is the private roads, not the state maintained or the federal maintained roads. But he was on a road that they had a verbal road maintenance agreement. The person in charge refused to put one in writing. He sent me an email stating that. He stated how much people voluntarily donated and the people who paid it. So knowing the VA needed that, I spoke to the VA and requested a road maintenance agreement waiver. And enclosure 1 was that guy's email showing that they do have one, they're just not going to put it in writing. And the other one was a to-scale map that he lived 3/10 of a mile from the state road. I placed that, I justified and requested a waiver, and it was approved by the VA, and it was done in time. When it got to closing, that was not an issue with underwriters. So, in closing, the veteran buyer, the lender, and the realtor must be educated on this process and be very proactive. They need to look ahead and deal with problems straight on and handle them with the attitude, we're going to take care of this and we're going to make it happen. Doing this will make the process move smoothly and end the stigma that's associated with VA loans. Thanks for your time today, and look for episode 4. This is John Swart with Realty One Group Results.